Welcome to my channel once again. I appreciate you wherever you're connecting from around the globe. For those of you who are joining from Africa, Asia, America, Europe, Australia, I appreciate you wherever you're coming from, and I say God bless you as much as you are contributing on the comment section. I'm seeing all your comments and all your contributions. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for your corrections and for all your support. For those who have not yet subscribed, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive the information as they come. Thank you so much, and remember blessed. Once again, I come in peace. I bring to you information on things that are going around in Nigeria, more especially in the southern part of Nigeria. I mean the southern part. When I'm talking about the southern part, I'm talking about the southeast and the southwest. These are the sections of Nigeria who are trying as much as possible to make things better in that very country, but yet the northerners are not doing anything to make it better. They're making it more difficult every now and again. Today, I want to digest a video that I saw online. This was a video that was made by the SGF of Nigeria, the AGF of Nigeria, the Attorney General of the Federation of Nigeria, Malami. You all know the Attorney General of the Federation, Malami. In most cases, he has come out to make some controversial statements. I wouldn't call it controversial, senseless statement that he has made. Statement that is not supposed to be made by somebody who is learned, somebody who is serving a secular country, somebody who is serving a country that human being lives. But every now and again, this man, the AGF of Nigeria, comes out to make those kind of statements that are very, very detrimental to human. He has come out again to condemn the southern governors. Since the southern governors came together for the first time to issue a communique, which we know that is not that very strong and the way we expected it, they just did it for the first time for doing sake, and since then there has been a lot of backlash, there has been a lot of attack from all angles, from the federal government, more especially from people from the north, simply for the fact that the southern governors came together to speak in one voice. I do not know what they are looking for. I don't know why the North are bent on destroying the Southerners for no just cause. I would like you to look at the map by the side of my hand there. You look at the map and you see the map of Nigeria. See the space that the North occupy and see the space that the South occupy. The northern part of Nigeria occupy almost 75% of the landmass of that great country, while 25% is being occupied by the whole southern part of the country. When you talk about the South, the Yorubas and the Igbos, the Southwest and the Southeast and the South-South. But in all these very large demarcation of lands, yet the North is not satisfied. The North is still trying as much as possible to come down to the South and occupy the South. How is that possible? How can you justify those kind of action? How can you, in all honesty, justify what they are doing? Look at the map yourself. Look at the map. Look at the difference between the North and the South. The North have the largest landmass ever. They have enough space for them to do anything they want to do in the North. Whatever they desire to do in the North, they can do it. They want to do their ruga, they want to do whatever, they want to build the Islamic Caliphate. That space is enough for them to do it. Why are they bent on destroying the South? Why are they bent on occupying the South? I can't understand. I have tried so many times to think about it, but I can't get an answer to this. Why are they bent on taking the life of the Southerners unnecessarily? The Southerners have been so peaceful. They have been so peaceful about their religion, both their Muslims and their Christians. They have been so peaceful, following things the way it should be, associating with each other peacefully, doing business peacefully. They travel to the North. When they go to the North, they rent a house, they build a house, they contribute to the economy of the place. They develop the North. You go to the North, you will see a lot of properties that are being owned by Southerners. They give employment to the Northerners. They have been doing very well to make sure that the country works, but yet the North seem not to accept them as human. The North seem not to accept them, that they have the right to live. I am doing this video more especially for those of you who are still talking of one Nigeria. For those of you who are preaching one Nigeria, those one Nigerianists, It is sad when I still see some people from the southern part of Nigeria come out to defend one Nigeria or to talk about one Nigeria. Nigeria is not one and can never be one. The handwriting is everywhere. The pretense has been going on for a very long time, but this time the North is no longer pretending about it anymore. When I talk about the North, I mean the Fulanis are no longer pretending about it. As we talk about the North, we know the Fulani have taken over the North, even though they are not the original indigenous of North. They have occupied the North, stolen the North from the Hausas. The Hausas have no voice anymore. All we are discussing in Nigeria is Fulani, Fulani, and Fulani. Nobody talks about the Hausas. Nobody talks about the Lupes. Nobody talks about the other tribes in the North. There are a lot of tribes, more than 100 tribes in the North. But the Fulanis have taken over all the area. Yet, it is not enough for them. They are coming down to South to occupy the South. It is very disturbing when you see the kind of mindset those people who you call the elite in the North have. When you see the kind of mindset they have, the kind of word they have utter, you'll be imagining, are you in the same country with these people? When I see the kind of word some people in the North utter, I begin to imagine, why do you still have somebody from the southern part of Nigeria come out and defend these people? How do you imagine seeing somebody from the southern part of Nigeria still come out and talk about one Nigeria? I would like you to watch this video that someone who is presently in the government of Muhammadu Buhari made about the situation of Nigeria, trying to claim every part of Nigeria to be for the Fulanis, and that they have right to exist anywhere, even in your own father's house. They have the right to take your property. People have this kind of mindset in Nigeria, and yet you see people from the South come out to defend one Nigeria and talk about Nigeria being one. Nigeria is never one. I would like you to watch this video, then we can go on.
Bayelsa belongs to Jigawa. The oil in Delta belongs to Jigawa. As long, yes, because we are called Nigeria today. So that's what I'm telling you. The oil belongs to us all. And we, as Nigerian, shall do everything possible
the Supreme Court governor
to make sure we take that
come out
oil so
also to
have the
claim
oil.
that he invited
We have the money of the oil. Anybody who thinks the oil of Bayelsa belongs to only Bayelsa is just deceiving himself. As long as we are in Nigeria, we will make sure that we have uninterrupted supply of oil, so that there will be uninterrupted supply of money to Jigawa State, as long as we are called Nigeria. Of course we are not the same people. We have to understand that, look, I am a Fulani man, and Ijo is different, Yoruba is different, but then God has made us to stay together. So why can't we attempt to stay together? And I honestly do not mind, even if we're going pathways. Let's sit on the table, around the table, and agree that, look, that oil of Bayelsa, Jigawa cannot have a share. No way. You know, I don't mind us talking like that. But as of today, that oil, we shall do everything within our means, everything with our blood, to defend our oil in Bayelsa. We will do everything possible to defend that oil in Bayelsa. It belongs to Jigawa State as well. You know, so that's what I want them to understand. This country fought civil war, and that's probably why we are still together. And anybody who threatened, unless if we are defeated, then we can leave the oil. But if anybody threatens the flow of oil, we shall fight and make sure oil flows. Ijo oil, Bayelsa oil belongs to Jigawa people, and we shall do everything possible to defend our oil in Bayelsa, because God put our oil in Bayelsa, just like God has put minerals resources of Bayelsa in Jigawa.
We can come out and openly that
belongs to
wipe out all the Biafra.
The oil in Delta belongs to Jigawa. As long, yes, because we are called Nigeria today. So that's what I'm telling you. The oil belongs to us all. And we, as Nigerian, shall do everything possible to make sure we take that oil, so that Jigawa people will have the oil as well. Will have the money of the oil. Anybody who thinks the oil of Bayelsa belongs to only Bayelsa is just deceiving himself. As long as we are in Nigeria, we will make sure that we have uninterrupted supply of oil, so that there will be uninterrupted supply of money to Jigawa State. as long as we are called Nigeria. Of course, we are not the same people. We have to understand that, look, I am a Fulani man, and Igbo is different, Yoruba is different, but then God has made us to stay together. So why can't we attempt to stay together? And I honestly do not mind, even if we're going pathways. Let's sit on the table, around the table, and agree that, look, that oil of Bayelsa, Jigawa cannot have a share. No way. You know, I don't mind us talking like that. But as of today, that oil, we shall do everything within our means, everything with our blood, defend our oil in Bayelsa. We will do everything possible to defend that oil in Bayelsa. It belongs to Jigawa State as well. You know, so that's what I want them to understand. This country fought civil war. And that's probably why we are still together. And anybody who threatened, unless if we are defeated, then we can leave the oil. But if anybody threatens the flow of oil, we shall fight and make sure oil flows. Ijo oil, Bayelsa oil belongs to Jigawa people. And we shall do everything possible to defend our oil in Bayelsa. Because God put our oil in Bayelsa, just like God has put mineral resources of Bayelsa in Jigawa.
After hearing someone speak in this very manner, this very person that is speaking is a very long time video, but this very person is presently in the government of Mohammadu Buhari. There are a lot of them. The governor of Bauchi State came out also to talk about Nigeria being for the Fulanis. That they are planning everything possible to make sure they bring Fulanis from all across the world into Nigeria to put them in Nigeria. That they are Nigerians.
To them more, because to them they don't have borders from Cameroon to Nigeria.
But that's the thing, Your Excellency. How do we ensure that those who will be participating in this federal government largely funded program will be Nigerians?
In terms of the funding?
No, in terms of the
operations.
Operations. You said to bring in the Fulanis together. We have Fulanis from other countries.
The issue of misconception, I said there is a lot of mistrust and misconception with regards to the Fulani man. The Fulani man is a global or an African person. He moves from the Gambia, from Senegal, and his nationality is just a Fulani man. And as a person, I may have my relations in the Cameroon, but they are also Fulani men. I have relations because from the maternal side, I'm a Fulani man. And that is why we want to educate people. A Fulani man sees himself as a Bayelsan, as somebody coming from the Niger Delta, because he speaks the Niger Delta language, which you and I don't. And of course, we would have to just take this as part of our own heritage, something that is African, and that we cannot just close the border and say the Fulani man is just a Nigerian or this. No. In most cases, the crises are precipitated by those outside Nigeria. When there is a reprisal, it is not the Fulani man within Nigeria that causes it. It is that culture of getting revenge, which is embedded in the tradition of the Fulani man, that attracts reprisal from all over the world.
If I understand it, does that mean that those Fulani men who are maybe domiciled in other countries, who move around, they can come into the country and this plan will accommodate them as well?
Yes, that's what we want to do. But it has to be done through sensitization, telling them you have to buy in the project, and you use the language, the culture itself to be able to convince them, away from the mistrust where the whole system of transhumance or pastoralism is criminalized. Criminalization of pastoralism is the problem that we have with this project, and it requires people with passion who understand them and who they believe in, people like us from that part of the country, to say yes, we have this. Because today there is no limit to the accusation that this and that has happened and it is the Fulani man who caused it. There is no tribe that is not that you don't have this criminality in, but certainly the way and manner we do it is really exacerbating the crisis and the problems.
Will there be any form of documentation of all the people that will be,
yes, we are
within that?
Oh yes, that is going to give Nigeria the opportunity to really have the best in terms of documentation in the demographics, because as I said, the Fulani man settles anywhere he can feed his cattle. And so if they are put in one place and they are made to understand that this is to save them and their animals. They are exposed to the vagaries of the forest and what is going on, cattle rustling, killings and what have you, and that's why it is important for them to understand that staying in one place is good. And of course, in terms of the best practice of carrying the meat, the cows and the lorries.
Let's stay with that security angle for a bit. Is there going to be, this plan going to be a fenced enclosure where anyone who comes in is secured, so there is no one that can just come in from anywhere else?
No. It is going to be a colony, and a colony does not require a fence.
You will understand
it is not going to be a prison.
You will understand the reason why people are concerned, because of all the security issues that have been happening over time. So if that's...
These forests are there anyway. If you don't occupy them and create a colony out of them, they create places for the criminals. Yeah. And today, that's why you have the Sambisa forest, because
he made the video on the national television. The southern governors are there, the southern elite were there, they never challenged him. They were still there watching. And these people are in the government, they are the people defending the North. Yet you are standing up talking of one Nigeria and your dead restructuring, begging for restructuring that doesn't want anything, that they will never accept. These things are happening before you and I. And yet, some people in the South come out to defend one Nigeria. How do you think that this country is one? How can you convince anybody? How can you, in all honesty, convince anybody that this very country is one? Malami came out, the Attorney General of the Federation came out. Somebody who is not even qualified to be a lawyer end up being an Attorney General in a country, in a contraption called Nigeria. He came out to issue a statement against the communique that the southern governors issued. He stood against it totally and said all manner of things against southern governors. Before I dissect this information, I would like you to watch the video and listen to what he has to say.
Constitutional structures to operate optimally.
So when the southern governors are asking for restructuring, you're throwing back to them that they need to go and restructure their state. Is that what you're saying?
It's truly, because they cannot deny, for example, the local government to operate optimally. They cannot deny the autonomy of the legislature, state legislature, and state judiciary, and still be clamoring for restructuring. What structuring are we talking about?
But those who have, for example, let's take one item at a time.
Yes.
The issue of devolution of power.
Yes.
Do you think that the federal government carries too much? The concurrent and the exclusive legislative list, do you think that it should be tampered with?
All powers are indeed embedded in financial autonomy. What have they done to allow the local government structures to operate optimally? Take, for example, a situation whereby a local government council is entitled, among others, to participate in the security arrangement of a state. And then the local government council chairman is denied of the fund to run the local government. With the fund, he can now deploy the resources down to the village head, down to some other associations operating with it. But now you deny him the resources available to make them available to a village head. Even if a village head has intelligence report about a criminal existing within the society, he is denied of the limited resources that he could use to come over to the local government council chairman to notify him, for the local government council chairman to come over to the state DSS headquarters, for example, or the police to notify. Then what are you talking about?
So you will not advise the president to listen to those calls for restructuring?
They should address it at their own level first, and then let us see what happens before now coming over to the president. It's not about the president. It's about denial of the functionality of the structures at the bottom, at the lower level. And that is what, indeed, restructuring is all about. If you allow the state legislature to operate optimally, the checks and balances required will be there. If you allow the local government council to operate optimally, the necessary development in terms of devolution of powers are there. But once you deny them the resources to operate, the autonomy to operate, then certainly you cannot, you do not have a legitimate right to clamor to perhaps agitate for any restructuring. So, because you are not a believer in allowing the process to operate optimally in terms of taking its natural course.
So for you, restructuring call is dead on arrival.
I don't even understand what they are talking about restructuring against the background of denial of the other existing structures to operate.
So they also called, that they asked and they said, actually, that they've banned open grazing across southern region of the country. What's your view on that?
Well, it's about constitutionality. Within the context of the freedoms expressed in our constitution, enshrined in our constitution, can you deny a right of a Nigerian? For example, it's as good as saying, perhaps maybe the northern governors coming together to say that they prohibit spare parts trading in the north. Does it hold water? Does it hold water for a northern governor to come and state expressly that he now prohibits spare parts trading in the north?
But when the governors came together and said, this is the problem that we've seen, and this is the solution, and they felt, look, the solution will be stop the open grazing across the land, look, stop the transportation by foot of cattle.
If you are talking of a constitutionally guaranteed right, the better approach to it is to, perhaps, you have spoken earlier about the constitutional amendment, is to go back to ensure the constitution is amended. The constitution, freedom and liberty of movement, among others, is established by the constitution. If by an inch you want to have any compromise over it, the better approach is to go back to the National Assembly. Open grazing should be prohibited, and see whether you can have the desired, perhaps, support for the constitutional amendment in that respect. But it is indeed a dangerous position for any governor in Nigeria to think that he can bring about any compromise on the freedom and liberty of individuals to move around.
After listening to Malami, you are from the south and you're still asking for restructuring, or you are asking for one Nigeria, are you still asking the same? Are you still crying for one Nigeria? You that is from the south, I'm asking you, are you still a one Nigerianist? Do you still believe in one Nigeria after hearing your Attorney General of the Federation speak in this manner? And you still stand up and call yourself somebody who is fighting for a one Nigerianist, or you still talk about restructuring? You must be insane. It must be insane. It is either you are out of your mind, it's either something is removing you, or you are removing something. That is the only reason why, after listening to Attorney General of the Federation, you still talk of one Nigeria and your so-called restructuring. It is only those who do not value their life that will continue to call themselves Nigerians. Anybody who doesn't value himself from the southern part of Nigeria will still be calling himself a Nigerian. The southern governors came out for the very first time to issue a statement. A statement that doesn't have any tribal connotation. A statement that doesn't have anything to do with the breaking of Nigeria, only to make peace. But yet, look at the kind of comment that are coming out from the northern side of Nigeria. Look at what your SGF, a Fulani man, is saying. He is trying to compare a spare part seller with a Fulani header who is carrying AK-47, going from bushes to kill people, who is paying no tax, who is adding no value to the country, who is causing the insecurity, making life of people miserable, causing hunger everywhere. He is trying to compare him with a spare parts seller, somebody who has a legitimate shop, who is paying tax to the state where he is, who has a legitimate business, who is living in the city, who has built a house and rented to people, who is renting a house also, who is accommodating people, giving employment to people. You are comparing it to somebody, a terrorist in the bush. This is the kind of comparison you see in the life of, it is not just the SGF, this is the mindset of all the elites in the north, the Fulanis. All the Fulani elites in the north, this is their mindset. And yet, after listening to this man, who supposedly is supposed to be one of the learned people in the North, speak in this manner, yet you stand up and you are talking about restructuring or talking about one Nigeria. You must be insane. Something must be wrong with you. It's either you don't value your life or you are dead already. How could someone be speaking in this manner, comparing a Fulani header that doesn't have anything to add to the community, only death, to a spare part seller? And meanwhile, we know where the statement is going. In everything you talk about in Nigeria, whenever any statement is being issued in Nigeria, in the south, the next attack goes to the Igbo man for a reason best known to them. In every attack in Nigeria, I don't know why, and when anything is being said in Nigeria, when anything reasonable is being said in Nigeria, when any issue is being brought out in Nigeria for peace, they will always take the attack to an Igbo man. I do not understand why. When people talk about the failure of Goodluck Jonathan, from onset till now, they attack Igbo man for the failure of Goodluck Jonathan. Even though Goodluck Jonathan himself doesn't identify he doesn't identify himself as Igbo. Some of those people who come out to accuse Igbos of Goodluck Jonathan's failure during his tenure, they still come out and tell you that people from the side of Goodluck Jonathan's side are not Igbos. But yet, for everything that the government of Goodluck Jonathan did wrongly, they accuse Igbos of that. Igbos have been punished for that. Right from the civil war they talk about the Biafran war, the civil war, they have succeeded in making Igbos the oppressor instead of the victim. That was the message of whenever you see them talking about the Biafran war, they make Igbos the oppressors, they make Igbos as the people who are the violent people, instead of being the victim. The person that superheaded that, who killed the Mohammadu Buhari or whatever they're saying, is from Niger Delta. Kaduna Nzogwe is from Niger Delta. He's not from the so-called Southeast you are talking about. But he's an Igbo man. We know that very well. But when these people come, they will deny him his Igbo-ness, then they will come back. They will deny him his Igbo-ness and punish the Igbos for whatever they have done. But when it comes to doing the actual thing, living the actual life, going to the actual reality, they will tell them they are not Igbos. And unfortunately, most of them fall into the trap. They come and accept whatever they are being told, that they are not Igbos. I do not know what the Fulani man is pursuing against the Igbo man. A communique was issued by the whole Southerners. When the SGF come out, his statement is targeted on the Igbos, the Igbo businesses. Of course, we know our Yoruba brothers also have businesses also. Our Yoruba brothers have businesses. They have a lot of businesses also in the north. How can this kind of a comparison be made? And yet you are seated there listening to these people and you call yourself a one Nigerianist? It is so bad. It's so bad. It is high time that we begin to identify ourselves rightly. These so-called northern governors are the people who has been holding their meeting time and again. For a very long time, they have been holding meetings together. Nobody from the southern side challenged them. We were all in that same contraption called Nigeria. These people came together and begin to make some of their state a Sharia state. They did not consult the South. They did not ask the South, what is your opinion about this? When they held the meeting and they started whatever they were doing, nobody from the South was consulted. Even though they did it when a Southern president was in power. They did it unchallenged. Nobody challenged them. We were there. They established their Hizbah in the north. All manner of Islamic security forces in the north. The northern governors came together, agreed on that. They placed Sharia in most of their states, and again, they established many security forces, mainly the Hizbah in most of their states in the north. Nobody from the south challenged them. The southern governor never did any challenge against them. The elite from the south kept mute. They didn't say anything. During the time of Goodluck Jonathan, the northern governors came together. They held a meeting. They went to the United States of America to go and see Obama in order to get a support on how to push away Goodluck Jonathan from power. I said northern governors alone went to Obama in the United States. Go and check it. The record is there. They held a meeting with Obama. They went to White House to see Obama. Only northern governors. Nobody fought against them. There was no uproar. Nobody stopped them. They took their decision and they succeeded at the end of the day. They pushed away Goodluck Jonathan and they took power. Today, this is what is happening. It is sad that these people know us. These northern Fulanis know us better than we know ourselves. They know us whom we are better than we know ourselves. It's really a shame that the southerners don't know whom they are. We don't know the power we have. It is only the Fulanis that know the power that the South have. We don't know the power they have. Regardless of the large landmass that the Fulanis occupy, they are not satisfied with it. Regardless of the large mass of land they are occupying, they know that the South has the power. The South is where the life is. The South is where the brain is. But the South seem not to understand this they don't seem to understand it. Instead, they keep on fighting themselves and talking about irrelevant things, while the Northern Fulanis are strategizing, trying to pull everybody down. Check the record. The record is there. The southern part of Nigeria are the people who are making sure, holding the so-called one Nigeria you are talking about. It is the South that is holding it. No one else. It is the South. Just imagine what will happen. Only for one communique, the whole country the whole North is shaking. All the elite is running helter-skelter. Only one communique. Don't you tell me what will happen? Don't you understand that something terrible will happen if the northern governors can unite, the northern elites, the governors, all the politicians in the South, not the North, all the politicians in the South, if they can come together and continue in this manner, continue to make a demand as a bloc, continue to make a demand as a bloc, begin to speak as Southerners, forget this so-called Southeast and Southwest matter, begin to speak as the South. That is the only way you can make a massive change in that country. That is the way you can make the breakup. It has to come. That is the only solution. For you to know that these people have an evil agenda, they have the greatest land mass. Why don't you establish your caliphate in this very place? Do whatever you want. There are a lot of mineral resources in the north. Get me right. There are a lot of mineral resources in the north, but why are they lazy? Why are they so lazy to find out those mineral resources they can use in the north and make use of it? Allow the South to be on their own and grow at their own speed. Why are you pursuing oil? The lazy man's wealth. As lazy as you are pursuing oil or oil that you have been making from independence to date, yet the north is still impoverished. Poverty is still everywhere. There is no development in the contraption called Nigeria. The oil eventually is no longer in vogue. The oil is no longer in vogue. Nobody is talking about oil. In the next few years, you might not be hearing about the oil anymore. People are using their brain. People are using their brain. What you have upstairs is what matters this time. It is not the mineral resources. If you don't have the brain to apply what you have, you're going to remain poor. Poorer, you grow poorer and poorer every day. Is it not high time the southern part of Nigeria come together and begin to say the right word, just as MAZI, KANU and Igboho is doing? MAZI and KANU have done a very great work of awakening. I can bet you that the whole southeastern region are waking up. Only those who have sold their soul to the devil, only those who are selfish and those who are still bent on staying in Nigeria because of the selfish interest, they are still the people who pretend to not to be awake. But 90% of the southeast are completely awake. And now Igboho is on the southwest doing a very great work. Igboho is doing a very great work with the support of some of the elders in the southwest also. With the support of some of the elders in the southwest, Igboho is doing great work. They are creating awareness. Why don't we hold strong on this very awareness? Why don't we hold strong on this very awareness that somebody like NNAMDI KANU has created? the awareness that Igboho is bringing on board, the awareness that some of our elites in the Yoruba land are still bringing on board, why don't we hold strong on this southern agenda and carry it forward to get what we want? The northern Fulanis cannot stand the south in anything. They cannot stand in the south in anything, in a fight, in education, in anything, whatever you can think of. They can never stand. Why don't we break this thing up? Let them invite all the Fulani they want to invite from all over the world and put them in the northern part of the Nigeria. They have a lot of space. They have a lot of landmass, empty land. I have been in the north for crying loud. I have been in the north and have traveled to the north by train. I have traveled to the north by train. And when you see this very map that is being drawn, the map of Nigeria, that space you are seeing are all empty space. You see no life. There is nobody living there. Empty land. Yet they are not satisfied with those empty land. They are coming to the south to occupy the little space that we have. And you are there talking about unity of the contrafrican Nigeria, talking about restructuring and whatever. There is nothing to restructure. The only solution to this is a breakup so that they can be able to concentrate on that their landmass and do whatever they want to do with it. While the south will concentrate on their own landmass and manage the little that they have. That is the solution for everybody to be peaceful, have peace of mind, and have rest. The only way to save life is for us to break this up so that everybody will respect each other. You can practice whatever religion you want to practice without anybody interrupting you. It doesn't mean that we cannot travel to. People still travel to Saudi Arabia. People travel to Israel even though they are not Jews. People travel to Saudi Arabia even though they are not Muslims. People travel to some Christian countries even though they are not Christians. You travel there having in mind that you are going to a particular zone where something is being practiced. Then if you are going to a Muslim section, you know that I am going to an Islamic country, then you will obey all the rules from A to Z. You go to a Christian section, you obey the rule from A to Z. You go to a secular place, you obey the rules. That is how it's supposed to be. And that is what we are crying for. It is what we are saying is not out of hatred. We are saying all this for peace to reign, for us to have peace of mind, for there to be peace everywhere, for people to have peace, for people to sleep and wake up alive, for people to sit back and think very well. That's what we're asking for. The chaos is so much. The trouble is so much. People no longer have right to their life. Look at what is happening today in Olo. Look at what is happening today in the southeast. Young men and young women are being killed on daily basis. Lives are being taken on daily basis. Nobody is reporting it. The conventional media is not making any report on it. They only tell you when an unknown gunman take the life of a police. That is the only thing you see on the media. When an unknown gunman begin to take the life of the police, that is when you are an army, you see it on the media. But when these people begin to kill the innocent people, abduct innocent people and transfer them to the north, indiscriminately, thousands of them, no, the news doesn't say anything about it. BBC doesn't report it. CNN doesn't report it. No media that reports it. They keep mute. And unfortunately, you still see that the people who are superheading all this very media are people from the south. People from southern region. People from southern region. It is a shame. It is high time the south have to wake up. Those who call themselves the elite, they have to wake up. This is no longer a joke. After listening to AGF speak in this manner, remember, the AGF speaking in this manner, I think you have to wake up. You have to wake up. Stop talking about that so-called restructuring and go for the right thing, which is the breakup of another country, that people might have their peace. That is the right thing to ask for now. That is the right thing to ask for openly. Stop sitting on the fence. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you agree with whatever I have said, go to the comment section and put your comment. If you do not agree, you have a contrary opinion, go to the comment section and put it down. It's so welcome. Thank you and remain blessed. I will always come here to bring you details on things that are happening and say it the way I feel it. You have the right to give your own opinion on the comment section. I'm not here talking of hate. I'm not hating at anybody. I'm only talking about the right of everyone to live. Remain blessed. Bye-bye. See you again on the next video.